Russian nuclear submarines are being covered in nets, and Europe is watching the sky. What if one of the most important signs of Russia's changing military strategy is not a new missile, a new submarine, or a new nuclear weapon, but a net? Satellite imagery published this week shows Russian nuclear ballistic missile submarines at the Rybachi naval base on Russia's Kamchatka Peninsula being covered by extensive overhead netting. These are not ordinary warships. Rybachi is home to most of Russia's Pacific Fleet Borei and Borei A ballistic missile submarines, the vessels designed to provide Russia with a survivable nuclear second strike capability. And thousands of miles away, Europe is dealing with a different version of the same problem. On August 8th, a drone exploded in Bulgaria near the Romanian border and close to the Trans-Balkan gas pipeline. In Germany, drones were spotted over a military facility, while an explosives-laden drone had already been discovered at Leipzig-Halle Airport, a major NATO logistics hub. So what connects a Russian nuclear submarine base in the Pacific with unexplained drones over European military infrastructure? The answer may be the changing geography of modern warfare. For decades, nuclear submarines were protected according to one basic assumption. Their greatest advantage was being difficult to find. A ballistic missile submarine does not need to defeat an enemy fleet in a conventional battle. It needs to survive. Russia's current force includes Borei and Borei A SSBNs, alongside older Delta Force submarines. Each Borei-class submarine is designed to carry 16 submarine-launched ballistic missiles. In other words, a single submarine can represent a substantial part of a country's strategic nuclear deterrent. That is why the imagery from Rybachi is so significant. Satellite images from August 4 show several submarines underneath large protective nets. Earlier imagery indicates that Russian forces may have begun installing the structures as far back as May, with crane barges apparently being used to construct them around the submarine berths. The important point is that these submarines are not being protected because the nets can stop a missile. They are being protected because small drones have changed the threat environment, and this is where the story becomes much more interesting. The Russian Navy has already experimented with smaller versions of this concept. In 2024, the Delta RV-class submarine Tula was photographed with what appeared to be a counter-drone screen over its conning tower. At the time, that looked unusual. Now it looks like an early warning. At Novorossiysk on the Black Sea, satellite imagery from June showed 3 Kilo-class attack submarines fitted with counter-UAS cages over their conning towers. British Defense Intelligence assessed that the protection was intended to respond to Ukraine's increasing ability to strike targets far from the front line. And there is an important detail here. Those Kilo submarines were partially submerged inside the harbor, but their conning towers remained above the water. That creates a very specific vulnerability. A drone does not need to sink an entire submarine to cause serious damage. It may only need to reach the exposed structure. This is the critical part. The submarine's traditional protection, water, distance, and concealment, becomes much less useful when it is sitting in port. But there is a counter-argument. One could say these nets are simply cheap, sensible force protection. After all, militaries around the world are adapting to drones. Russia is not unique, and that is true. The nets do not prove that Russia believes its nuclear submarines are about to be attacked. They also do not mean the submarines themselves have become strategically vulnerable. In fact, their very purpose is to make a drone attack harder and more expensive. But that counter-argument misses the larger signal. The surprising statistic is not the number of nets. It is the distance. Rybachi is on the Kamchatka Peninsula, thousands of miles from Ukraine, yet Russian forces are now applying lessons from the drone war around Ukraine to one of the most sensitive elements of Russia's nuclear deterrent. TWZ notes that the spread of these protections demonstrates how far the perceived drone threat has expanded beyond the immediate battlefield. And if the battlefield has effectively expanded to places that once seemed safely distant, then the question becomes much bigger than submarine protection. It becomes a question about strategic depth, because Europe is now confronting the same problem from the other direction. On Thursday night, 2 drones were spotted over a Bundeswehr facility in Mechernich, Germany. That site is not just another military installation. German media reported that it contains a high-security underground storage facility and supports personnel involved in maintaining U.S. Patriot air defense systems. Just days earlier, an explosives-laden drone was discovered near Ukrainian An-124 cargo aircraft at Leipzig-Halle Airport. That airport matters because it is a major freight facility and a NATO logistics hub supporting military movements connected to Ukraine. German authorities have not publicly attributed these incidents to Russia. That distinction matters. Some politicians have raised the possibility of Russian involvement, and U.S. authorities have reportedly assessed that the explosive-laden drone discovered in Germany belonged to a Russian intelligence service. But Russia has rejected the allegations, calling the Leipzig incident a fabricated provocation. So, the responsible conclusion is not that Russia definitely carried out every drone incident. The real conclusion is more uncomfortable. European military infrastructure is now operating in an environment where very small, unmanned systems can create strategic uncertainty. And then comes Bulgaria. On August 8th, a drone crossed into Bulgarian territory and exploded near the Kardam border crossing with Romania, roughly 1 kilometer from a compressor station connected to the Trans-Balkan gas pipeline. There were no reported casualties or infrastructure damage. Bulgaria's defense ministry said initial analysis indicated the aircraft was most likely a Ukrainian-used Maya decoy drone, and said there was no reason to believe the incident was intentional. Ukraine also said its forces had not intentionally directed any asset toward Bulgaria. This is an important counter-argument to the idea of a coordinated Russian escalation. The Bulgarian incident may simply have been an accidental spillover from the war, and that possibility should be taken seriously. But accidental escalation can be strategically dangerous too. The drone reportedly was not detected by either Bulgarian or Romanian monitoring systems before it exploded. Bulgarian authorities have now increased surveillance and are redeploying counter-drone capabilities along the border. That tells us something. The problem isn't necessarily who launched the drone. The problem is that Europe may not always know what is flying toward it until after it arrives. This mirrors an older strategic problem. During the Cold War, NATO and the Soviet Union invested enormous resources into detecting strategic aircraft, submarines, and missiles. The entire nuclear balance depended partly on early warning. But drones introduce a strange inversion. The weapon may cost relatively little, it may fly slowly, it may be small enough to evade traditional radar, and yet it can approach infrastructure worth billions of dollars, or potentially disrupt a military decision-making process worth far more. This is why the Russian submarine nets matter. They represent a shift from platform protection to persistent vulnerability management. A nuclear submarine once seemed almost untouchable while sitting inside a heavily protected naval base. Now commanders have to consider another question. Can something costing a fraction of the submarine's value simply fly over the fence? And this creates a second-order problem. If Russia believes its naval bases are vulnerable to drones, it must spend more resources defending them, more sensors, more electronic warfare, more physical barriers, more patrols, more air defenses, more personnel, and potentially more dispersed basing. The same is true for NATO. If Germany, Bulgaria, Romania, and other countries must protect military bases, airports, energy infrastructure, and logistics hubs against small unmanned aircraft, then European air defense begins to change. The traditional model was designed around aircraft and missiles. The new model must also deal with hundreds, potentially thousands, of cheap and difficult-to-detect objects. That creates an economic problem. You do not want to use an extremely expensive interceptor against every inexpensive drone. So the future battlefield may increasingly be about layered, low-cost counter-drone systems. But there is an even deeper implication. What few people realize is that this is not simply a story about Russia or Ukraine. The drone has become a strategic technology because it compresses geography. A military base in Kamchatka can be threatened by lessons learned in Ukraine. A NATO logistics hub in Germany can become part of the security calculations surrounding the war. A pipeline near Bulgaria can suddenly become relevant to a conflict hundreds of kilometers away. The battlefield is no longer neatly separated from the rear, and that creates the possibility of escalation without a formal decision to escalate. A drone crosses a border. Nobody knows immediately who launched it. A military aircraft responds. Another country interprets the response as hostile. More air defenses are deployed. Then another incident occurs. And suddenly a conflict that began in one country has generated a chain of military reactions across an alliance. That is how unintended escalation can happen. So are Russia's nuclear submarines actually becoming vulnerable? Not necessarily. The nets are not evidence that Russia has lost control of its nuclear deterrent. They are evidence that Russia recognizes a new vulnerability. And that distinction is crucial. The submarines remain among the most survivable components of Russia's nuclear arsenal once they are at sea. The nets are primarily relevant while those submarines are in port, where they are constrained by geography and infrastructure. But their existence tells us something about how military planners now think, and that is perhaps the most important lesson from these seemingly unrelated headlines. The strategic competition is no longer happening only between missiles and missile defenses. It is happening between cheap drones and billion-dollar platforms, between surveillance and concealment, between small autonomous systems and enormous military infrastructure, and between the speed of technological adaptation and the slower machinery of national defense. Russia is covering nuclear submarines with nets. Germany is investigating drones over military facilities. Bulgaria is increasing border surveillance after an unidentified drone exploded near critical infrastructure. None of these events, individually, proves that Europe is entering a new war. But together, they reveal something much more important. The real question we should be asking is not simply who launched the next drone. It is this: what happens when a weapon becomes so cheap, so difficult to identify, and so easy to deploy that every military base has to assume it could be targeted? Because if that is where warfare is heading, then the most important transformation may not be the next nuclear missile. It may be the humble drone, forcing even nuclear submarines to hide beneath a net. If you found this analysis useful, subscribe to Cobalt.